Hey guys, it's Tiffany, and I'm here to do Free Tarot Friday for the weekend of September 16th. And I want to give you a little bit of an astrology heads up for what's happening before we go into the cards. So we're recording for, like I said, the weekend of the 16th. You've got a third quarter moon on the 17th that falls in 24 degrees of Gemini. So something that started 2.5 years ago in the sign of Gemini for you is percolating and coming to a sense of completion, like mission complete. Bills are due, it's time to pay up, send the invoices and bring something in. It's like that karma boomerang, but also something that you've been building for the last couple of years in the sign of like the zodiac degree 24 of Gemini. So if you don't know where that is in your chart, easy thing to do is to go to astro.com, get a free astrology chart and look for the degree 24, or just look for the sign Gemini and then look for the degree of 24 and see what house it's in. And if you need extra ideas for what that could mean, we have some cool handouts for you under the tools and keys at wiseskiescollective.com. So that's one way that you can make it more real for you, is to look at what house and any aspects, if there's any planets that are super close to 24 degrees of Gemini for you. The Sabian symbol with this is a gardener trimming large palm trees. So with Sabian symbols, they were channeled. And the idea is that you can take that little phrase and make a meaning out of it. So a gardener trimming large palm trees. So for us in Austin, we lost a lot of palm trees during the freeze, right? Like the big freeze of February, was it 2021? So that's something that comes to mind. A gardener trimming large palm trees. Is there something that has been frozen that needs pruning? That we're going here in this gardening zone, we're going into more of a like the plants are putting out their seeds, things are getting a little bit more dormant, and so we are entering that pruning stage of the planting season. But what does that mean for your life too, right? Gemini, we've got Mars about to go retrograde in Gemini later in October. The October forecast is out, so be sure to check that out. Gemini rules early education, like elementary school. It rules siblings. It rules information, communication, the wordsmith, right? Getting data out there, right? And it rules, it governs this ability to be just discerning and be kind of back and forth with information and look at things from different angles. I was going to say ables, and really to be more diplomatic. So lots of ideas for what you're learning. Gemini rules the lungs too. So sometimes you can think about respiratory health or disease or illness, and something that started a couple of years ago coming full circle for you in some ways. Some of you that will make sense for. The third quarter, the last quarter moon, is a receptive moon. So it's not like you're out there hitting the streets, taking action, getting things done. It's like things are coming back to you from seeds that you planted 2.5 years ago. So the idea of natural provision, things that things are coming to you. Now on the 18th, we've got a little bit of a shift in gears. So I'm going to tell you that there's a sense of camaraderie, brotherhood, sisterhood, helping each other out, looking for opportunities to step into mentorship roles or get a mentor. Why? So the astrology that sets us up for that is also some of the astrology that is our allies in the month of October. Interestingly, Saturn is a huge ally in the month of October. And I want you to go watch the forecast, because October is a bit of a preview for what's happening in the spring and summer of 2023. We have 2 outer planets shifting signs. The nodes are going to shift into Aries and Libra. There's a full moon in October in Aries that also points to some information for next spring. And I just want you to be prepared. So getting a mentor, checking in with a mother, father type figure, setting up some regular coffees with them and getting that different perspective will help you with all of this Gemini energy and this like mentorship energy to help you overcome some of the odds. So that's a little bit of the astrology of what's going on right now. You can always check out the current forecast at wiseskiescollective.com. I'm Tiffany, and I offer these tarot readings on Friday as a way to get an energy check, to get a vibe check for the weekend. You can take what you want and leave the rest. I work as a psychic medium at Wise Skies, but we also offer astrology, Akashic records, and human design readings from different practitioners. So we would love to offer you one-on-one readings, or be part of our membership, or come to some of our classes where you can get ongoing support and things like psychic development, right? By this point, we will have just had Sarah El-Harar teach us about the midheaven. Tani Lewis is coming on October 19th to teach us about paranormal investigation. And in November, we are having a workshop on Vedic astrology, which is very different than Western astrology. So getting the basics of why and how it's different coming in November. Okay, now that housekeeping is done, let's clear the deck for our Aries friends and see what it is that our Aries need to hear for the weekend ahead. Some practical advice or guidance for all of our Aries watching. Just something that might really resonate with them. Let me give them a little spiritual signpost, the 5 of Cups. Okay, so this is when we have kind of forgotten what to be grateful for, and we get a little bit too focused on the negative side of the seesaw, and we need to kind of bring it back up a little bit. So this is acknowledging some grief, some a difficult time, some stress that you have overcome, or even just experiencing like the sadness of I don't know, the collective, the world around you as a real thing going on in your life. So validating some grief, but also a reminder that you've still got some cups that are full to be grateful for. So sometimes this card helps us shift gears if we've been stuck in a sad cycle for a little bit too long, that it's creating more sad instead of just healing and flushing and being able to move forward. Sometimes getting caught in that cycle, we forget. And so this can also be a card to just remind yourself to like shift gears a little bit, look at the hope and the innocence of the future and the possibilities instead of what has been going so wrong or has been so upsetting for so long. Okay, let's clear the deck for our Taurus friends and see what it is our Taurus need to hear for just the weekend ahead, some practical advice or guidance. This is the Prince of Wands, and so this energy can be very quest-like, very forward, very optimistic. And so for our Taurus, if I would say that this is a weekend of confidence, of doing something, of being in action, of like going for a hike, of getting outside of your comfort zone a little bit, doing something different, and just really enjoying your physical body too. You know what I mean? Like try a new yoga class, do something different, and get outside of your comfort zone a little bit. Okay. And then for our Geminis watching, what is it that our Geminis need to hear for the month ahead? Just some practical advice or guidance to help them with their weekend, the Ace of Wands. And so I love that our Geminis get this, because the aces tend to stay with us for about a year. So there's something that is wrapping up in this 3rd quarter moon in your sign in 24 degrees of Gemini, where it's like as one door closes, another one opens. And I just feel like you're ready for a different lifestyle, a different chapter of your life, a different experience in your physical body. This is your time to make the most of it. Look for the next new moon cycle. Maybe there's a certain energy to this that feels very masculine. It feels very supportive. It feels very yang, right? So both are Taurus and Gemini getting a message to put yourself out there, start something new, shake something up, and get out of your comfort zone. Okay. And then for our Cancers watching, just see what it is that our Cancers need to hear for the weekend ahead, some simple advice or guidance that would be useful. Now we get a Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so some of our Cancers are helping people learn about stability, security, grounding. Maybe there's an opportunity to shift something financially. This is somebody that you can really count on, that's very trustworthy, that's really building their wealth portfolio, that's really starting from a basic. And I would say, Cancers, this is also a message of patience and to go slow, to go at the pace of nature and not any faster than that. So coming back into a more natural rhythm instead of an urgency or an idea that something has to be accomplished by a certain time. It's not really like that. Just this is about the steady nature, natural rhythms where, you know, the plants will tell you when it's time to change the seasons, right? And it's the same thing going on with your business, with your family. It's like, wait for the right season and experience the season that you're in. Don't try to get ahead of yourself. Okay. And then for our Leos watching, what is it that our Leos need to hear for the weekend ahead? Some practical advice or guidance that helps them on their journey. Three of Swords reversed. So some of our Leos overcoming a broken heart situation, something that has felt like really difficult or painful to look at. I feel like some of our Leos facing the music in some ways. Let's get another card or two. Yeah, so the Judgment card. So just, I would say this could be overcoming gossip, slander, harsh words, something that really like you took personally that wasn't personally, that just might have been a judgment of somebody else. It could be a judgment that you have on yourself. But I would say with this combination, a lot of forgiveness is needed and a lot of not taking things personally is needed. So checking back in with the 4 agreements, something like this, Leo, because you want to be living your best life in terms of your soul's journey. Like what does your soul want to do to heal through this, right? It's just another layer. And I feel like this is a message of forgiveness and compassion, mostly for yourself, like the Ho'oponopono prayer, like, I'm so sorry, insert person who made you mad. I'm so sorry, person, I used your words against myself, and please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. Right. So working with some of that medicine this weekend. Let's clear for our Virgos. What is it that our Virgos need to clear for the weekend ahead? Some practical advice or guidance that helps light their path forward. We get the Death card reversed. So some of our Virgos in a season where something has died on the vine, maybe you've held on to something a little bit too long that needs to just let go. This could be simple. This could be like clean out the fridge. You're not going to eat that fruit. It could be trim back some of the garden stuff that it's just not going to bloom this year. We need to trim it back. It could be that you're in a job and you've been in it too long and you just like can't quite let it go, or it could even be like a relationship type of a thing. But this is a symbol that it's going to be okay, that you've just maybe forgotten that when one door closes, another one opens, and it's that lingering period that is maybe preventing you from your full expression, health, vitality, confidence, right? It's like that there's this maybe even a fear of death that you're overcoming. And I keep recommending, I can't recommend enough, The Survival of the Soul by Lisa Williams. So if you have questions about the afterlife and also just any fears around death, to me, that book really helps soothe those types of questions. Okay. And then after after Virgo comes our Libras. Just checking in to see what it is that our Libras have for some practical advice or guidance for the weekend ahead. We get the Princess of Pentacles. So this deck I didn't mention earlier, it's the Star Tarot, and they have both princes and princesses. And so with this card, it's Libras, it's very similar to the Cancer reading. It's like, this is somebody who's very trustworthy, who's very grounded, and is very patient. And so Libras, I would say wait as long as you can wait. This isn't a card of action and spontaneity and shaking things up. This is a card of patience, waiting, being in the season that you're in, not the one before, not the one after. It's being present and still and quiet and grounded. And so doing things like using your grounding mat, putting your feet in nature in the dirt, doing your meditation to keep the mind present in the present moment. So looking for gifts all around you too. This is earth medicine. This is abundance. This is working with crystals and nature, and very positive reading for our Libras. Okay. And next comes our Scorpios. So what is it that our Scorpios need to hear for the weekend ahead? Some practical advice or guidance. Just clearing for our Scorpios. Okay. We've got the Three of Wands. So this is about creativity. It is the spirit of creation. It's the spirit of 1 + 1 = 3. You know what I mean? This is fertility. So if you're not trying to get pregnant, just be careful. This is a card of pregnancy, of course, physically, like with our own babies, but also just that feeling of new projects starting, breaking new ground, replication, things that happen in a form of abundance. And sometimes Scorpios, it's easy for us to like have our fixed routines and our ideas and the things that we like to do on the weekend. But if you could throw in an art project or throw in some way to tap into that creative side. That's so weird. Do you see that the thumbs up just happened? I don't know why. that happen because I'm the only one in the Zoom. That freaks me out. But the Three of Wands, this can be, it's a very creative cycle. So what are you co-creating is another way of looking at that. Are you trying to direct the energy by yourself, or are you willing to be this like channel for what's wanting to happen through you to connect with the muse? Okay. All right, playing music, doing ecstatic dance, stuff like that can help you tap into your creativity. All right, and so let's clear for our Sagittarius. Just clearing for our Sag and seeing what it is they would like to tap into for the weekend ahead. Some simple advice that helps them stay focused. Okay. All right, we get the Two of Swords reversed. So Sag, I think some of you feel like you're having to make a decision and then you just feel like you're just not going to make a decision. And that's probably some pretty good medicine, is just to not really make a decision right now, because it feels like a decision that comes at a cost where you feel like you can't really win. And so, you know, the best advice I have is pray about it, make a decision and move on, let it go, let yourself off the hook, let somebody else off the hook. Ask your mentor what they would say, you know what I mean? Like, see, get a different perspective is another way of looking at this. And try to just make the most loving decision for all involved. It might not be the right time to make a decision. It just might feel like that impending pressure around having to choose something or change something in a way. And so you might just wait for more information, you know, just see how long you can wait. Okay. Let's do our Capricorns. Clear for Capricorn. Let me just see what it is our Capricorns need to hear for the weekend ahead. Some practical advice or guidance that helps our Capricorn friends out. All right, Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles to me is about this generosity, usually financially. So because we've got that third quarter moon coming in, it could be a time when you're receiving things like bills that are being paid to you, inheritances that are coming to you, financial windfalls coming your way. It could also be a time when you're having to pay something up, right? Like that third quarter moon could really go either way for you. Bills are due, right? And so they could be big ones. And if you're having troubles financially, this could be a time to ask for help, or maybe you're looking for a loan, or maybe there's a borrow situation going on. Just be really clear with the terms, and be really clear with the exit strategies and what happens if this, then that. But generally speaking, I would say that this is a good a time of abundance for you financially. This is a card of being generous, not just with your money, but with your time, with your wisdom, with your experience. If you have risen to the top in some field, it's sharing that information with somebody else freely. And just that brotherly, sisterly, we all rise together, being the tide that lifts all boats, giving what you want to get to type of a thing, being a good friend to have a good friend, that type of a vibe. Okay. And after Capricorn comes Aquarius. So we'll just clear the deck for our Aquarius. And they also get the Princess of Pentacles. So I think it was Libra that got this. You might check with the Libra and Cancer readings too. But Aquarius, the Princess of Pentacles is about staying at this pace, the season that you're in, not the season before, not the season ahead, but to be present in the current moment. To work with earth magic, with earth medicine, with crystals, with grounding, getting your feet in the ground in real time, being practical and present, and just enjoying the moment really is what this card is about. So being able to enjoy the moment this weekend might mean that you need to get some stuff off your to-do list so that you can be really present and aware and in the zone of this current season. Okay. Let's clear for Pisces and see what it is our Pisces need to hear for the weekend ahead. Some practical advice or guidance, just clearing for our Pisces. Let's see what it is that they would like to tap into here. Information-wise, the Ace of Pentacles. So it was reversed. I'm going to read it upright. But the idea here with Pisces is that the aces give you a moment to start something new for a full year. like this ace energy is with you. And so it has to do maybe with work, income, a source of stability, a source of provision, an extra income stream. It could be that like simple connection to nature. It could be something along the lines of earth, feeling very practical, grounded, guided, steady. That's what you need to start incorporating into your life. It was reversed. I'm not too worried about that with this card. I don't feel like, I feel like the idea here is that there's a fresh start available for you in a new way that might be a little bit unexpected, and to just stay out of your own way. You know what I mean? Okay, last but not least, let's do a card for the collective, the universal card, the universal reading. So it's just clearing the deck for our universal reading in terms of what everybody might need to hear for the weekend ahead, in case nothing made sense so far. We get the 9 of Cups. Okay, so this is, you get your wish. I haven't got this card in a long time. So you guys, you know, think about Jupiter, think about the great benefics, where the helpers are looking for the helpers, and being really considerate with your wishes, your intentions, your dreams, the desires of your heart. Making sure that you are co-creating with spirit and not just out there on your own winging it, that you're asking for help and support from your friends, your network, your tribe. But this is a good omen. It's a sign that it's going to be a good weekend. It's a sign that wishes are granted, that your prayers have been heard, and it is a call for faith that your prayers will be answered in divine right timing, not necessarily our own timing. So awesome way to end the reading. Guys, I really appreciate you being here. Please like and subscribe, and follow us at wiseskiescollective.com. We're on Instagram at Wise Skies Collective, and we offer one-on-one readings through metaphysical channels, and also a great membership. We would love to have you to help with ongoing support for honing your metaphysical skill set and tools with astrology, human design, psychic development, mediumship, and Akashic records. So until next time, I'm Tiffany, and have a great weekend. Namaste.